myself in times of trouble. Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, yeah, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. When the broken-hearted people living in the world agree that there will be an answer, let it be. For though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer, just let it be.
No, I got it now.
I was hoping you could tell me what's the history of that tie.
Well, I just want to remind the folks that we're going to have a 4th of July booth starting Thursday. And we'll be ready for the 4th of July.
Good morning. Happy Sunday. Have a blessed one.
Okay, what do we have here? What's going on?
So this is the teen Lvcsl. We have 2 teens going to camp this year, and so this is our fundraiser to raise money for it. We have lots of goodies that people have made at home and have brought to donate for Lvcsl.
Okay, the bake sale is one of the things that we offer at the Center of Spiritual Living, where we feed your stomach and your soul. Welcome.
Good morning. I invite you to close your eyes and take a deep breath and allow your body to melt into your chair. And as you breathe out, allow all the worries of the past week to pass away. Take another deep breath, knowing that all your good is here now. Now breathe out, letting the last of yesterday pass away. You are walking on a windy path that leads over a mountain, and you come upon a beautiful meadow. This is the Lost Meadow, and as you become more acquainted with it, with its beauty, you realize that this is your meadow, right here and right now. You can feel a gentle breeze and the warm sun shines on your face. The birds sing a soft melody as the trees sway in the wind. It is beautiful and full of life, harmony, and unexplainable peace. You take a seat in the shade under a tree. You sit quietly for a little while, and you think of your heart's desire. Just thinking of your heart's desire. You marry the thoughts of your heart's desire with a feeling of already having it. Just marrying your thoughts and feelings together of that heart desire. So knowing that if you divorce the thought from the feeling, it will not manifest. So you sit for a while longer to make sure this marriage is steadfast, your thoughts and your feelings. Once you know that this marriage is set in stone, you slowly open your eyes and come back into the room and know it is done. Namaste.
Thank you for taking me there. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I love this song. Won't you sing it with me? All is well. I can rest. I am safe. All is well. All is well. I can rest. I am safe. All is well. 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 I can rest. I am safe. Yes. All is well. All is well. I can rest. I am safe. All is well. One more time. All is well. I can rest. I am safe. All is well. Let's go to the bridge. All is well. 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 I can rest. I am safe. All is well. Sing to me. All is well. I can rest. I am safe. And all is well. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God, yes. I hold you in my heart. You are my family, yes you are. You are the face of God. You are my family, yes. You are the face of God.
So let's know together as we breathe in and out that there is only one God. God is love. Love is the self-givingness of the Spirit. God is the invisible power that creates all that is seen. And in this very moment, I'm knowing Because I am here, I am love. And because I am love, I am one with God. God is always first cause. And I'm knowing that not only myself, but every person present in the universe is one with the Spirit, with God, with love. And so I speak this word today with love, for love, because everything is love. And I'm knowing that this place I call the center is the place where love is being thought and love is being given. Unconditional love is being given in this place by each person who stands, who comes with that willingness to share a smile, to give someone a hug from the heart. I know that the center represents love. I'm knowing this because I am feeling it with my heart, with my mind, in every part of my body. The center is love. I'm knowing that today's message that is given by Reverend Wanda simply comes from that place of love. It comes from God, so the message is already given with love and intelligence, and it touches the heart, the mind, the lives of all those who are present and all those who are out there waiting for the congregation to bring this message into the community. And I know that Reverend Wanda's message is love. I am so extremely grateful to be able to know this in my mind and to feel it in my body. To know that as I see each person here, I remember that they are that representation of Spirit as love. And for this I am grateful. I'm grateful that my word goes out into the created medium and it is done. And so I release the word into the law, knowing in my heart that love is present and it is done. And together we say, so it is.
Thank you, Carmen. I feel pretty warm. I don't know how you feel. I got some of those beauty drops from heaven happening. How do you feel? I feel blessed, right? What do you say? Hey!
ready, just put your hand over your heart and say with me, God bless America and the rest of the world. If you turn to a neighbor and greet them appropriately.
I read someplace that Science of Mind is celebrating 100 years. 100 years. And Ken Gordon, who was here for the ordination of our ministers, also put in there someplace that I read, 100 years of Science of Mind, taking it to the streets. Yeah. That's what he said. What does that mean? What do you think that means? Spreading the word. And how many of us are really spreading the word? Or keeping it a secret? One person? Well, okay. I think he had something bigger in mind. And so this month, the theme that the ministers have been talking about is spiritual wisdom and how to follow it. How to follow it. But today, I'm going to talk about how to lead. Would that be okay with you? How to lead. Because if you're taking it to the streets, you got to lead, right? Okay, so that's where I want to start. My topic, and they always give me the most interesting topics. A lot of times I don't even know what it means. How do I create a spiritual chain reaction? That's my topic. That's what you came to hear today. Okay, so I thought, well, let's at least define the words. So we're all talking about the same thing. So to create is that idea of bringing something into being, to create. Because remember, you're going to end up with taking it to the streets, just so you know. That's where we're going. So we're starting now here with this idea of bringing something. Bringing something, and of course it's got to be science of mind, it's got to be truth, it's got to be realization, it's got to be spiritual reality right here and right now, which is needed, And I was thinking about when I first found Science of Mind. I didn't have this fancy book, I just bought it. Isn't it great? Yes. Well deserved. Gold pages and leather bound. And my pages are so used that my pages are beige or yellow. That's how long I've had my Science of Mind book. But I didn't have to get very far before I knew it was for me. Ernest Holmes talks about freedom being the birthright of every living soul. And when I read that, I was sold. Because where I was at that point in my life didn't feel free, didn't feel at choice, didn't feel loving. It felt more like being trapped. Now, it wasn't 100 years ago, but it was a good, It really was. Let's see what it says. This is so much better, really, the way it's organized and you find everything out. So, creating, bringing something into being, and we're talking about something that's spiritual. And spiritual generally is a state that's not formed yet, something that's not visible to the naked eye. In a religious sense, it's something that is divine. Some call spirit God. Ernest Holmes called it what? Yes, the thing itself. You know, maybe you've not been around 100 years, but you know the answer. And if we're going to take it to the street, we've got to at least be able to talk amongst ourselves, right? Okay, and so practice on each other. Okay, so something that's spiritual. And in Science of Mind, oh, by the way, the new version has what we believe right in the front. So you don't have to go to another book. You can go to another book. My books have books. I have so many. And I'm waiting. I've been waiting for the children to get really interested, because I probably already have that book that they need. But as Ernest Holmes says, we have to make the great discovery where? For ourselves. For ourselves. But when we do and as we do, and kudos to the person that's taking the class before even coming to the service, because that's where it all starts, really, in the classes, where we go deeper and we do the reading and questioning, just like we're doing today, but in that smaller group of people questioning and answering and having the courage to go ahead and speak out loud about what we think might be available to us, even if the life that we're living at that moment doesn't appear to be our heart's desire. Our heart's desire. All right, so we're bringing it into being. It's spiritual, formless, divine in nature. But what's this change thing? What's that about? I started to bring a change. You want to tell me? Go.
Yeah, I talk to people, they talk to people, and so on and so on.
Okay, did you hear what she said?
No.
Taking it to the streets! That's what she said. I mean, that's what I heard. Okay, so exactly right. Exactly right. The gift that keeps on giving, making that connection. I started to bring wear a chain belt, because that is the links. And it is the links that hold it together. In the sense of the belt, you got to have, enough links to get around, but it's holding it together. And it's stronger because of each link. It's stronger because, isn't that wonderful? Okay, that's the way it works. You put the idea out there, the idea, which is spirit, which is formless, and then the manifestation, it comes into form. So that's what it looks like. And hers is very lovely. I think it's for demonstration only. But I thank you, because that's what it is. So we're talking about how to create a spiritual chain reaction. Chain reaction. And one of the things it said in the foreword and in the preface of this book is that thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of people have read this book since 1927. But I don't know when it was ever on the bestseller list, or when it got on Oprah in this form, or any of the famous book clubs that you may have been part of. That's all right, because the time is now for taking it to the streets. The idea builds. The idea builds, and then at a certain point, it becomes popular. And it is popular. Almost, you listen to the TV evangelists, and they're saying something in here. They don't call it the science of mind. But they're talking about the same thing, because what's true any place is true every place. What's true at any time is true all the time. All the time. Regardless of who says it. The birthright of every soul. Freedom. All right, so this reaction then, this response, is basically what we also call a demonstration. The result, the outpicturing, the form. The form. Now this is really pretty, but if it were just, would it be pretty if it were just one? That'd be pretty? Yeah, it would be maybe earring. Could be. See how I just get right in there with that creative process? We all do that in our mind, our imagination. So it would be pretty, but what we're talking about is the addition. The addition, the addition, the addition. Each one stronger because of the other and making a new thing. In some cases, you've made a family, right? In some cases, you've made it a business or a career, correct? Some have built a house or decorated a house. So we're there's no way that we can't use the creative energy. But what we're talking about when we're saying take it to the streets, using the wisdom, is consciously doing that. Consciously doing that. I asked Reverend Cheryl for those cards about the center. Do you know the ones I'm talking about? I can't find the ones that I was particularly looking for, because I always go to Walmart and someone always comes up and they want to tell me about their dreams, literally. Or about spirit. Does this happen to anybody? Must just be me at that Walmart. We're being called to act. So let's talk about that for a minute. The creative process is activated by thought, but it's a preponderance of thought. It's focused, sustained, directed, not a fleeting moment. Oh, I think I'm going to transform my life. Okay, I've declared that. Maybe I've done one affirmation, and now I'll just, I don't know, eat some ice cream and look at TV. Nothing's really wrong with that, is it? But what's going to demonstrate? Results of eating ice cream, probably, and watching TV. Preponderance of thought. The other thing that we can bring forth in that creative process when we're developing that spiritual link in the chain of our higher good is enthusiasm, passion, emotions. Those are your building blocks. They really are. There are building blocks in the creative process. Now, one word that Dr. Ken Gordon uses is contagion. And I thought, oh my goodness. The nurses around here, what do they think when they hear that particular word? It's probably not just like something really beautiful and awesome. Why? Because in that profession, we've had a preponderance of thought, right? Focus, education on something that's contagious. Yeah. But our love, our passion, our awareness, our philosophy, you can make that contagious. Your joy. Someone said, many people said, when you come in, you feel the love. It's contagious, even though I'm probably not going to use that word other than today, unless they, but it is in the book. So we want to go with deeply held ideas and beliefs, deeply held. And then affirm, we're in agreement with that. That's what the affirmation is. It means that we're in agreement and we are for something. Science Mind says for something and against what? Nothing. That's sort of hard sometimes, isn't it? Because you could say when you looked at that TV, you saw some things that you weren't really for, right? Maybe. Or just my TV at my house, yours is fine. For something. Even in the midst of something that looks painful. The affirmation is for something, for its opposite. You already have enough people dealing with the pain. Your job as a practitioner of mental science is affirming that higher truth. Because God in the midst of that very thing is mighty. is mighty, and that's what we need to remember. And when we forget, I think it's easy to forget, but when we forget, we have practitioners, licensed practitioners that are available to help you remember to remember. Okay, so we want to get us sort of engaged, involved, excited about that which we want to demonstrate. We have to know ourselves. That's why the classes are so important, really. And I didn't go to the classes right away. I started a Founders Church in Los Angeles. And Ernest Holmes wasn't there, but Dr. Hornaday was when I was a member. And I lived in Hollywood, and I worked at Kaiser on Hollywood Boulevard. And right there, 6 and Berendo, someone said, "Hey, do you know, you're such a positive person, do you know that there's a church that thinks just like you do?" I go, "No. You know, you're thinking you're all alone, right?" But there's a difference between positive thinking, nothing's wrong with that, but affirmative living. You see, it's different. It's a different. And so that trained thought is actually more powerful than untrained thought. Because you're using the law of cause and effect consciously. Not just stuff just maybe it'll show up, maybe it won't. Oh well, stuff happens. It's a different kind of focus, and that's what we're learning, and that's what we're teaching. Okay. So Shakespeare said it. I think that's one thing I like about science of mind. Let's see. Let me tell you what Ernest Holmes said about it. I wrote that down. In the 50th anniversary edition, it talks about Science of Mind is a textbook, that's what it's called, of practical, spiritual approach to life that Dr. Ernest Holmes described as a correlation of laws of science, opinions of philosophy, and revelations of religion. Now, that might be a big mouthful to say to somebody at the Walmart, right? But you see, when you're letting your light shine, it's attractive. Oh, that's the other thing. People will flock to you, and you might think, "Oh, gee, I'm just so good looking," and you might be. Be forewarned, licensed professional practitioners. It's that light and love that comes out of spirit that's shining, that is so beautiful. And you might be good looking, but what's there also being but watch that, because I had my second divorce around these issues. So. So come and talk to me if you get in, some trouble. Privately and confidentially, I'll let you know. Okay, so we want to know thyself. And that's what we're doing when we're taking the classes. Finding out who we really are. And what it is that we really want to demonstrate. And sometimes your first papers, your first conversations, you're not really telling the whole truth. Nothing but the truth. Not because the ministers and teachers are judging you, because they're not. Because remember, they've taken the classes too. Many times. And then they graduate. Right back where they started, the school of life. Isn't that right? That's right. But because sometimes, I know there have been times that I've been afraid to really say what I really wanted because I didn't think I could really have it. Maybe things like that don't happen to people like me. See, those old beliefs that sometimes we've nurtured for a period of time. And so what happens in the classes, some say it's like peeling back the layers of the onion. I sort of like that. Because if you're peeling back the layers of the onion, sometimes you're crying, right? Might be the onion, it might be the situation or circumstance. It's part of the process of letting go of the smallness and accepting the allness, the light and love that is you. So be honest with yourself. Sometimes that's not as easy as it is for me to say, is that right? Okay. It says you shall know the truth, and the truth will what? Set you free. Now sometimes you didn't want to be free, you know? You want to be married or something. Been there, done it. The thing about that is, when you come from a place of love, you're free, the other person is free to grow, to know ourselves, to go ahead and claim that which is higher. And that's why some people don't want to change, they don't want to grow, they're afraid. Will I get to keep my friends? My no good friends, will I get to keep them? What do you have to lose? You really won't lose something that's for your highest and greatest good. What fits in your life. Because guess what? There's spiritual laws. There's a law of attraction. Do you attract what you want? Is that how that works? Yes or no? Do you attract what you want? Is that what the law says? Yes. You attract who you are. Uh-oh. But the good news is that we get to see that. And we can choose something else. Something that we feel is higher. We can really do that inner work, and that same law that brought us those no good friends can bring us the new ones. Where we are, matching us. Matching us. And you say, well, wait a minute, I don't want to grow, I don't want to change, I want everything the same. That's okay, right? Just say, that's where it's at and I like it like that. That's okay. Right? There's no obligation. But when you embark, just know that when you start claiming a new thought or affirming your highest good, you will demonstrate that. You will demonstrate that. And I say celebrate that. But change will come. And I think there's an exciting, fun class. Practitioner Lauren is teaching that about manifesting change. So how would we change and stay the same? How would that, see? Okay, so if you don't want to change, I would say don't take that class. Because you will change. I do think it's fun to talk about it because it makes it not as scary, but there's so many things really and people to support each and every one of us on our journey. On our journey. And really it's nothing short of transformation. Okay, so we talked a little bit about this journey that we're on of increasing wisdom in our life, increasing spiritual awareness of who and what we are, where we are in the universe, what it is, how it works, and how we can use it consciously, because we're always using it, just so you know. The law is always working. You are always demonstrating. Whether you're consciously affirming or just, you know, watching TV. I like TV. I'm not against it. I know some people are. I like to watch race consciousness and see what's going on. I do. And see where I am in it. Because I am in it. I'm not above it, I'm not below it, I'm not in the next universe. I'm right here, right now. And I bet you are too. That's what I think. Okay, so living the science of mind. Ken Gordon basically says, influence, translates, transforms. It's in every one of us. And as we're taking it to the streets, demonstrating science of mind, we're starting that spiritual chain reaction of love and light, of love and light. So what are some of the things that we can do? We already discussed it. Trained thought is more powerful than untrained thought. Get the training, read the books, have the conversations. Get the Kleenex if that's where you are. It's okay. Kleenex wants you to buy their products. It's okay. Let's look at the science of mind symbol. This is our teaching symbol. We have one I'm blocking, sorry about that, and then we have this one. Now, this is our teaching symbol, and really the circle represents the allness. It contains everything, including us. It's divided. You see the Trinity. One day maybe I'll do a class about the Trinity, the symbols of, this one is the triune nature of God. Basically, that's what this is. And the top part basically is what? Some call it the Spirit, first cause, the seed, what else? Consciousness, highest consciousness. It's okay to tell me, really. It's okay. See, this is what I mean. If we're going to take it to the streets, we've got to be able to say it here. Practice on me. It's okay. And if you don't like what you said, say, oh, never mind, erase. Edit. It's okay. Really. Or we used to do erasures, now what do? We have computers. Same thing. Delete. That's right. Okay, so that's that first, spirit. Now, going down, descents, spirit that is formless, goes through what? What's that middle one? The law. You said subjective mind. Were you going to say something? I saw a hand. Okay. So there you go. So you've got your seed and your what? You're planting it someplace. That's that middle. You're planting new seeds, right? For what you look at what you've created up until now. You said, I think I might want to have some edits or maybe even some deletes. But I still want something to replace that. All right. right, so putting that, the descent of spirit through law into what? Form. Form. So the formless goes through the law of mind in action, which is not personal. It will act upon what? Your beliefs, your passions, your ideas, your word. Yeah, she said good or bad. The law doesn't care. The law doesn't think it's good or bad. The law's fine. It says, yes, darling. You're the one that says, delete. No, that's not what I really want. Oh, I thought I did, but now that I got it, who created that? See, I know. I wasn't even in the class, but I bet you. Okay, so then at the bottom part, that's where you have your demonstration, your results. The plant that you have watered and nurtured. I mean, if you didn't dig it up, you ever have that happen? This new idea is really trying to grow, wants to grow. It's nature to grow. Your nature is the same as God's nature, but you forgot. And sometimes we pull it up and see if it's growing. Oh, are you growing yet? No, it says, put me back in the soil. Okay, so that's sort of where we are. That's where we are. So the influence, that's what they're asking. And the idea of taking it to the street, it's trained thought through law, bringing forth that new higher idea, whatever that is for you. And if you are a professional licensed practitioner, because if you're practicing, you're a practitioner. That's what it says right in a couple pages in the book. But a licensed professional practitioner has gone through a series of studies and tests and demonstrations and commitment, and that's a different level. But we're all here. We're all here to support taking it to the street. So that's what the whole idea is. Let me see if there's anything else they want me to say before I close. I guess that's basically it. To let your light shine. To know that you are here for a divine purpose. You're part of that one life that is God. That one spirit, that one power, that one presence. And so I just want to say thank you so much for your participation this morning as we move forward using the wisdom that we already have. It's already. We sing the song, it's within every one of us. Guess what? It really is. It really is. And we can grow. And with passion and compassion, be our very best selves. So thank you so much, and God bless you.
And when you said we attract what we are, I went, whoa, uh-oh. Just right when you said that, I went, uh-oh. Thank you for reminding me. Oops. Time to be better. Thank you. You really were incredible. Thank you so much. You're so funny. You deliver the message. Your timing is incredible. What a day. So I found out recently that Paul McCartney's dad, I guess Paul kind of had a problem. He was kind of a control freak in the beginning of the Beatles. And as he was writing, his dad came up, and you guys maybe have heard this story recently. His dad came up to him and he said, son, and this is the truth, you just have to let it be. You have to let it be. So Paul ran with it.
When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be.
come forward. Thank you, Reverend Wanda, for reminding us to take it to the streets in a good way. All right. And I'll go ahead and ask our Ministry of Prayer team to please come forward. Yeah, they are here for you. I'm telling you, they are our greatest resource. I know, they get me through the month, the week, the day. I'm telling you. Absolutely.
Please stand for our closing. And as you consciously take the hand of your neighbor, quietly affirm that you are making a spiritual connection, a spiritual chain of love, hand in hand, heart in heart, recognizing that we are divinely guided on our spiritual journey to join one another, to love one another, to pray about one another. And the idea of taking it to the street really means letting our light shine, letting that spiritual light shine, that love that is being felt right here and right now has a home in your heart, in the universe, on the highway, when the car wants to go in front of you, for your neighbor. And so as we let our light shine, we seriously are creating that chain of love, that spiritual chain reaction towards a world that works for everyone. And so it is. Amen.
Yes, there is peace on earth, and now it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our power, loved ones all are we. Now we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and now it begins with me.
So repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
I know this in my mind.
I know this in my mind.
I feel it in my body.
I feel it in my